Give me a D and a G. It's the Dunga Show. It's the Dunga Show.
Hey, dog, your beard's looking flickin' great, my man.
Thanks, Gus. I've been using the Bush Beard Wash.
The what now?
At Bush Beard, they know that every man with a beard is a unique beardo. And that's why they offer a wide range of products to cater to every beard's needs. Whether you have a long and luscious mane or prefer to keep it short and sharp, their products will help you achieve that perfect look.
From the nourishing beard oil and balm to the refreshing beard wash, their products are made with all-natural local ingredients to keep that beard healthy, soft, and lustrous. The beard comb and brush are designed to detangle and shape your beard, making sure you always look your best.
At Bush Beard, they're dedicated to providing the best possible grooming experience for all the beardos out there. So why settle for an average beard when you can have a glorious, well-groomed one? Try Bush Beard products today and unleash the full potential of your beard.
Be sure to use Dog and Gus 10 and get 10% off your order.
Bush Beard, the small town brand with the big old Canadian heart. Welcome to the Dog and Gus Show, now on Whitewater Rocks Radio.
Still freaks me out.
Right? So used to hearing the other one.
Well, we heard it for so long.
We did.
Like a year and a half, like a season and a half.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter.
Anymore.
No, because we're on Whitewater Rocks.
Yes, we are.
Whitewater Rocks.
Say it one more time.
Where are we? Anyways, what do we got going on today, Doug?
We're talking to one of the members of Laughing in Slow Motion.
And?
Well, you ask him.
Kyle, what's shaking, my man?
Not much. Just chilling with you guys, getting ready to answer some questions and talk some business.
Oh, yeah. Are you nervous?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Because it should be, because it's not. We're not that important. Oh, you got some questions
right here.
Nice.
Are you okay?
No.
Oh, man. Well, why don't you hit him with one?
Fine. I want to talk about your drummer for a second, Kyle.
Sure.
Oh.
Is he a big fan of Cheap Trick?
Chris is like, he's like the easiest dude to get along with. He's so quiet and easy and like easygoing, but he's also hilarious and outgoing. It's kind of funny. He likes to be the background guy that doesn't really say much or do much in his opinion, but he's definitely brought a new flavor to the band since he joined last year. And I couldn't say if he's a fan of them. I know that he's like a fan of Queens of the Stone Age and White Stripes, stuff like that. So,
the reason why I asked is just what he wears, because he's got the vest and the hat and stuff. He kind of looks like Bunny Carlos from Cheap Trick. That's why I asked that.
He has a whole TikTok percussion account where it's called Zero Talent, and it's like XER0 and then talent. I think the L is with a 1 and the E is a 3. I don't know. I'll try to find it and I'll link it to you guys sometime to check it out. But he does all sorts of cool collabs with other musicians all over the world, and he just dresses like that, and it's kind of like his identity and his image.
His alter ego?
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah, I dig it. It's cool.
It's good.
It's interesting. I love that stuff. But it's funny. Usually drummers are quiet, more soft-spoken, you know?
I don't.
Not always in my experience, to be honest. That's all I'll say, though.
Okay. Well, then we're moving on from the drummer set. Yes. Who are your musical influences?
Mine, personally, I'm a huge, like, 90s alternative rock fan. I like anything from, like, The Age of Electric, I, Mother Earth, all those sort of, like, Canadian hard hitters to, like, Hum, Dinosaur Jr., all those types of bands from back in those days. Like, I don't have an extensive record collection, and I like anything from super heavy, crazy hardcore metal to, folk music. So it's hard to say who my biggest influences are, but if I had to pin a few for this band, I'd say like Sunny Day Real Estate, Hum, Dinosaur Jr., I, Mother Earth, those types of bands definitely be the biggest influences.
Did you like Edwin on his own or just I, Mother Earth with Edwin?
I didn't mind Edwin on his own. I thought the whole like spat between Edwin and the members was kind of childish and lame, but we got some good records at O'Brien. So
yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. I was, did you know Edwin ended up being like
a bar manager in Toronto.
Is that right?
I remember being at a bar and somebody pointing out that he was like the bartender at it. So
Yeah. So you shouldn't have left time on the earth. Just saying.
yeah.
Well, maybe if he'd listened to you, he'd still be there.
Well, yeah, I told him when he was drunk at his bar.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, why'd you leave the band?
I was like, come on, man. Get it going. I actually liked Time on the Earth back in the day.
They're pretty good.
Oh yeah, I think 90s alternative was my jam for sure. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, fine. What about what has been your favorite performance so far?
With this band, it would probably be it's close between the show we did in July of 2022 with Choke, because I grew up with that band coming to the town I grew up in Northern Ontario. I'm from Timmins originally, and they would come up there all the time and just always rock our world, and I kind of became friends with them, and so getting to play a sold out Saw Gallery with them was super fun. But I think the coolest show was probably the first show we ever got to play, because we were show ready when the pandemic hit, but then we obviously couldn't play at all. And there was a cancellation at the Rainbow, and we heard about it on Rebel Radio. And so we emailed them immediately, and they gave us the spot, and we played, and it just seemed like everybody was just so excited to have live music back that people came out, and they didn't care that they didn't know who we were. They didn't know our music. They just sat there and they like hung on what we were doing. We didn't play any covers. We just played everything we'd been working on, and people were really like into it and being really kind and like supportive. And it just felt really good to have like our first show after, a lot of uncertain times be something so rewarding and cool. So
Very cool.
Yeah. So how long has the band been around, Kyle?
Well, in 2019, Alex, the other guitarist, and I got together. We had played in a band from 2010 to late 2018. We were called The Superlative. We released like 3 records. Did pretty good for ourselves with that project. But when it ended, we took a couple of years to sort of like figure out what we wanted to do and who we all wanted to be. And he and I kind of wanted to go in the same direction musically as far as like the style we're doing with this band. So we got together and we just jammed, and we were like, let's not put any expectations on this. But before we knew it, we were like, let's get a drummer, let's get a bass player. And, we went through a fair share of people to try to find the right people to commit and, do what we sort of needed done. But overall, it was a fairly smooth process. Obviously, like anything else, there's going to be hard times, but with all the hard work comes all the payoff. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So how tough is that? Like the two of you sitting there listening to a drummer you're going, I like this guy. And the other, no, move on, get another guy.
Yeah, there wasn't really too much of that because we had a lot of relationships with a lot of people we'd met from playing in a band around Ottawa for like 10 plus years. So we just sort of like went to different people. We already kind of knew how to lay things out and get demos started, all that type of stuff. So it was a bit smoother of a process. It was just more of drummers are sort of like hard. They're not as common as guitar players. So when you find a good one, you got to like try to hang on to them. But typically the good ones are in like 5 or 6 bands. So.
Yes, I'm learning that.
That's funny, eh?
Well, no, because talking to folks now is like, who was I talking to the other night? The guitar player from Don't Tell Sarah.
Yeah,
he's in 2 other bands. So I'm sure, and the drummers, like, there's such a supply and demand for drummers, right? So they could be in like 12 bands.
Yeah,
maybe not 12, but
12 would be a lot.
Yeah, it'd be a lot. Yeah.
When you've released a recent track called "Running Out" on April 12th, I think it came out.
Yep.
What was the experience in writing that track, and like, could you give us maybe a bit of a synopsis on why you wrote it or how it came about?
Yeah, we always like to sort of jam in like blues sort of scales, stuff like that, and just sort of run with it and then shape it around just different time signatures and melodies. For that one in particular, it's probably been in the writing process since like 2020, on and off. But we finally hammered it down in probably about like late 2022. I wrote it basically about just how people take a lot of things for granted and people complain about a lot of things, but also don't want to put too much elbow grease into sort of making improvements. Like I hear a lot of people talk about how they don't like how politics are right now, but then you say, well, then you got to go vote, and they say, well, I don't vote. There's no point. And you're like, but you're not really, helping your problems, or making this any easier than you could if you actually put your say in. But people, it's basically just about people who are, my patience is running out, and people are just like being, they're just shooting themselves in the foot so often and looking around at everybody else like it's their fault. So
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't happen at all.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves, actually. We've asked that question here a few times, but I won't now because I'm going to bring up mine. But is when people have that opinion, they're anti-situation in politics and whatever, and then you like you just said, well, you can vote, and then I don't vote. Then don't say anything.
Exactly.
Because unfortunately, you have no say without your vote. So, you can hate whatever you want, but you can't say shit.
Well,
should be a name of a song like that. You can hate
There you
whatever you want, but you can't say shit. That's your next track.
There we go.
Kyle.
sounds kind
Yeah,
of
Gus is going to start writing for you now, Kyle.
Well, I believe ghostwriter. I could do that.
Yeah.
No, fuck no. I'm not that talented.
And I agree.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. How did the name of the band come around, Kyle?
So when I first moved to Ottawa in 2007, I was a young pup. I was about 21 going on 22. And I moved down with one of my best friends, Jay. And he and I got a bunch of sort of home studio equipment to start like working on just different music ideas to put out there and try to find people to play music with. And we made a 9-minute epic sort of like soundtrack tune that could, like, a lot of people told us you should try to sell this to an action movie and stuff. And it was just really cool. And the intro to it was, we took a sample of a baby laughing off of the internet, and we recorded it and we slowed it down, and then we made it so that it sounded like it was looping over your head in the headphones. So we're sitting there in the middle of the night. It's just pitch black in our apartment. We're listening to this and we're just laughing. And then I realized, like, it's super hard to interpret what emotion is being presented when it's in slow motion. So I said, like, laughing in slow motion, it sounds kind of like somebody being like somebody crying or being maniacal or something like that. And that was kind of where I always thought of it as a cool name for a band, just because it's hard to define whether it's laughter or it's sadness. So that's kind of what it means.
Makes sense.
Very cool. Very cool. I like it when they come up with cool reasons.
I do too. Like, obviously, there's some pretty good artists in Ottawa, but you don't have to stay to Ottawa. But who would you most like to collaborate with if you could write a track or write an album? Anyone in general.
In Ottawa?
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's pretty in Ottawa or ever.
Okay. If I was going to say in Ottawa, I'd probably say the dudes in Winter would be pretty fun to make a track with. They're fun guys. Or even the Turning Lights. The Turning Lights were really cool when we played with those guys last too. And then otherwise, I think I'd want to work on an album with, I'm going to seem like a total fanboy here because I'm even wearing the t-shirt, but Matt Talbot from Hum. I would love to work with him on recording a record. He has a wicked studio out in the US, and he records tons of awesome modern, like, stoner rock and alternative rock bands.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure the boys from Winter would be up for the collaboration. They're
for sure.
Fuck them, man.
Would you stop? Just because you and Ryan had a, whatever,
a
disagreement on what you, how you.
He thinks he's on the same level as me,
Well, we know that he's not, but could you just like pretend?
Like, I mean, I'm stunning. He can play guitar. At least he's got that going for him,
Yeah, they kind
super,
of crush.
I'm super humble.
Yes, you were like the most humble person I know.
Oh shit.
So, the music scene here in Ottawa, because we kind of touched on it a little bit.
Yep.
What are your feelings on that? How we doing here?
I think it's gotten a lot better over the years. I think there's still a lot of work to be done, but overall, I think there's a really good sense of community within the independent scene. Sean Scallon with Spectrasonic gives a lot of fair opportunity to bands to apply to open up for touring bands. You got Brad Lake doing Pandemonium Productions, bringing a bunch
Brad's
of bands.
awesome.
Brad's great. He's awesome. He's a good guy. I mean, and like every time I meet new bands and new people in bands, I typically make a new friend, and that's kind of the coolest part about it, is sort of being almost like a tightly knit community and knowing that you can kind of talk to each other. And I think that being in my last band actually helped me network with so many musicians that getting another band together wasn't nearly as much of a headache, because I already knew so many people within the scene that could say, oh, hey, I have a friend who would totally match with this, that plays drums or plays bass or whatever. And so that's a huge thing in creating a band too, is being social. And, your personality is also a big part of it. If you're a dick and you're too much of an introvert, most people will kind of take that as you're just a dick and you don't want to talk to them. So
Yeah. And you know which bands that you like, hey, that band there, I want to steal that drummer and go over and poach him.
yeah.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah, it's true.
Just make it a little bit more adversarial, man. You stole our drummer. Well, you guys sucked anyway.
Why do you like that stuff, eh? You want like that, like you
No,
want
of course I don't.
I bring that grimy, like
I want people to hate each other. I want these bands
like,
to hate each other.
you want that grungy.
The
No, I
drama.
Silliness.
Well, like we had Dylan on from Marble Ghosts, and he said that it's sort of evolving into almost like the early Seattle grunge scene in Ottawa, because so many good bands that not a lot of people know about. He said, obviously, it may not be what it may not be Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, pretty decent bands that came, Alice in Chains, of course, that came out of Seattle. But like, I think that it's very much growing, and I think that the fact that the bands are sort of promoting each other, and there's some collaboration going on, and there's some good vibes going around. Really, I mean, because I think that it's important that for a community, and especially in arts, to support each other. Otherwise, I think you won't get as many people out, because all these people are promoting it on socials and helping other bands out and saying, go check this band out, make sure you check this out.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm getting at is, do you think that that's a true statement, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, there's the biggest hurdle I think that all the bands here are have to get over is like that we're in Canada, and unfortunately, as great of a country as this is, it's not really like the place that a lot of like really huge rock bands break out. But you never know what could happen. The right people hear something and creates a trend with it. Who knows? But I definitely see a lot of unity within the scene. There's a lot of musicians running like things like Neighborhood Noise. There's a couple of the guys from Neon Ghost House and stuff involved with that, and they're always constantly promoting all genres in the Ottawa scene. You got like all sorts of different things where, like, even just when we release a new song, like I'll see like a bunch of people, the guys in Winter, guys in other bands that we've played with, even just people I don't have any idea who they are, like tagging us and saying, check this band out. And yeah, but I definitely see a lot of people in other bands in the scene, like tagging our stuff. And I do the same thing too. I try to support my mutual friends within the scene that are creating art that I believe in. So yeah.
Very cool.
Now, we know that we talked about this a little bit earlier, but maybe folks don't know, but you do like embroidering for your band and for others if they ask and stuff. Now, is that just out of just trying to cut costs, or is this just something you've always done?
Well, I mean, merchandise was always like, it was always kind of a cool thing for me. Whenever I'd go to a concert when I was a kid, I was just like, I want to get a t-shirt. I want to get like at least a sticker or something, just something to like remember this moment, remember this show type of thing. And I started, I went to school for business, and then I was working all these like management jobs that were miserable. And I got hired by a guy named Jamie Douglas from a band called the Power Goats. He hired me when I first got I got a screen press in my basement of my house way back in like early 2010. and I started learning how to print shirts. And once I felt confident enough, I was willing to put it out there that I would help other bands. And he hired me for my first paid batch of shirts. And I did those. And then all of a sudden I started getting asked by other bands. And then I got a job with a company in the East End, and they quickly saw that I had the ability to sell. And then there was a bunch of drama in between that, and I'll save all of it. But I ended up in business for myself, doing this basically as the real way to make a living, because music isn't really something that pays the bills very easily these days. And I do marketing materials, promotional materials, printing, screen printing, embroidery. I do sublimation. I do all digital printed stuff. Banners, posters, everything.
Nice.
I got into it for bands and artists primarily. And again,
Podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts, of course.
Just one though, nobody else.
Exactly. Exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
I got into it basically because I just saw it as a way to earn money and be able to cut my costs for my own personal projects, and even be able to help my friends out and give them even better costs than they would get from other shops, and save them on shipping, all that type of stuff. So, that was a big reason why I got into it. And then eventually, when the bands weren't enough, I was able to just get like corporate things, government contracts, real estate, all that type of stuff. So
cool.
Damn,
boy.
All right, we're going to talk more.
Yes, we are.
You've hit two of my my businesses.
Nice.
The spelling of your name. Are you like Nordic? Are you a Viking? What is it's a very interesting way to spell Kyle, right?
Yeah, for sure. There are more of us, believe it or not.
I believe it. I mean, I'm just saying. My name is James. I don't spell it differently than that.
We've always immediately bonded and been like, "How many times do you get called Keel?" Like, like
almost did.
Yeah, of course. And I honestly, I don't even correct people most of the time anymore, because I'm just like, I can't say you're wrong necessarily, but I unfortunately didn't get to choose my name. Not that I hate my name at this point, but
it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. But I was named after an actor from a 80s police drama called Hill Street Blues.
Oh yeah.
My parents liked that show, and my mom had a name for me if I was going to be a girl, and then she had another name for me if I was going to be a boy. But then one night she was watching the show, and the actor's name was Kyle Martin. It came up on the screen, and she was just kind of like, "Oh, his name's," like, she'd heard them talk about him in on entertainment shows and call him Kyle. And then she saw the spelling of his name and was just kind of like, "That's cool. I like that." And ended up, that's my name.
Very cool.
It is. And I was just like you too, looking at him like, do I call him Kyle, or is it Keel, or is it something special? But I'm glad that it's Kyle, because we don't look so stupid.
I've had clients that come in and call me Keel all the time, and I just don't even correct them. I'm just like, whatever, like, it's fine. You're not like calling me dickhead or something, but like, then one of my staff will come in and say something like, hey Kyle, like, I have this, and like, is your name Keel or Kyle? And I'm like, it's Kyle. And they're like, oh, I've been calling you Keel this whole time. You never told me. And I'm like, it's fine. You're not like, I'm not, I've said so many times it's Kyle that I feel kind of like a dick saying it now at this point.
Yeah. Plus, you take an extra $10 off their check every time they say it.
No, you add money onto the people that are paying. Like, oh yeah, you called me Keel 12 times. That's going to cost you another $100.
Yeah. 10 each.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's my bad math. Yeah. Kyle, is there a genre or style of music that you just don't get? I know that you told us earlier that you've got a very diverse liking, but is there something that you just kind of go, I don't get it?
Top 40s country, or
it
mumble
gets slagged
rap.
a lot, eh?
Or mumble rap.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that? Sorry, the other
Or
one.
mumble rap, like
ooh, yeah,
trap
that's another
music
one.
or whatever. Just stuff that like I feel like I sound like I'm getting old when I say it, but I just don't understand why anybody would want to listen to a very mediocre, like, digitally created beat with some guy mumbling gibberish over it. It makes no sense to me personally. So then again, I'm the guy that also listens to crazy death metal and hardcore sometimes, and people screaming their faces off, and the people that listen to that rap music probably don't get why I would listen to that. So
Yeah, it's subjective.
It's all that, but it's always curious to ask, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Is the 90s hip hop era the best hip hop era ever?
I would say definitely like early to mid 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See?
Like
He's
starting
fishing
with,
because
like,
he's fishing because if you've listened to our podcast, that we'll ask you a question later that you're going to answer in his favor.
Maybe not.
Oh, he will.
I mean,
He already said 90s grunge. Okay. He already said 90s, 90s alternative. So it's going to be 90s and just, we're done.
yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Do you ever go and listen to some 90s hip hop just as a sidebar? Because you did say you put on different stuff all the time.
yeah, some old like Wu-Tang, like really early
Oh
Wu-Tang
yeah,
stuff.
fuck yeah, yeah. Wu-Tang, man, ain't nothing to fuck with, really.
No, he's a good guy. Yeah.
It's a good guy. Yeah, it's a group. It's
I
a
know
group.
who it
And you know
is.
what's interesting about? And I just want to. We'll get off the hip hop, I promise. But the thing with with Wu-Tang is it was kind of a first, really, to have a group like that, like have that many people in a group, especially a hip hop group, and then choosing the beats and the sounds of like classic, Japanese movies, like it was very interesting. It was very, very interesting sound. And then they were all amazing lyricists. It was amazing. Really. It still is. I mean,
Yeah, I remember there was like a song, I can't remember, it's like one of their records from like 96, and I think it's like the last song on it, and it's like an old Japanese like or kung fu movie of some kind, and they
Yeah.
make a beat out of like the fight sounds, and it's just like that to me is really, really cool. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's fun.
I'm just going to leave you two guys and I'm going to go get some more water because it seems like you guys are stuck in the 90s here.
Buddy, you're stuck in the 90s too. You like, it's because you like top 40 country and you're all
No, I
upset
don't
about
like top 40 country. You stop it. You stop it right now.
it. How do you where do you see the band in the next 5 years? Like if you could have a vision or a dream, or maybe you've written down some goals, but what do you see it in 5 years? Or where do you see it, I should say?
We just really don't want to take anything for granted, and it's not that we're not serious about any of it. It's just we've learned from other things we've been involved with, especially in the music industry, that like when you set any sort of expectations to a project, all you have is like probably most likely letdowns, or never feeling like you're ever achieving what it is you're setting out to do. So for the most part, we have it in mind that like we want to create music, release songs, release records. Like we're releasing a few more singles, and then we're going to release like the rest of the music. You're going to have a full album to listen to. Then we're going to put out a vinyl record of it. Yeah, we really just want to put out physical media, play as many shows as we can get fairly booked on. And I say fairly booked because it's very hard to get any sort of like fair payment to travel to be an original band anymore. And so like building our fan base and trying to like make a name for ourselves to get to be able to ask for certain types of guarantees that would make it worth our while to take time away from our jobs, take time away from our families, stuff like that, to go off and do these things. Because as much as we love doing it, it's also a matter of like we have to make a living. And if somebody says, hey, like we'll pay you $100 a show, 6 shows, you're going to drive from here to Windsor, it's like you got to pay for hotels, you got to pay for food, you got to pay for everything else, but you give it $100 a show. It's like, okay, I'm not really in a position in my life right now to want to live like that. I did that when I was younger with bands, and we did what we could as those bands. And so yeah, like I said, I hope we're still making music, whether it's this band or not. But at the end of the day, we don't want to put anything, we want to set any bars, because then we'll always just feel like we're always falling below them. So that's kind of our outlook on it, is sort of like one day at a time. It's not to say that we don't plan ahead and we don't look for opportunities, but it's just a whole different world, the way you get gigs now, applying. Things like Canadian Music Week, where you have to pay to apply. Like, it's just really, really stupid. And you talk to, like, I've made friends with quite a few different artists, established artists from back in the day. who have said like, I wish I could give you advice, but I have no idea how this bullshit works anymore. So
Yeah, you would think it would be a lot simpler and
yeah,
more user friendly and not so much of a money grab sometimes, because I find for artists and any artist in any art form, really, there's not enough funding and they don't get enough help, really. I mean,
Yep.
and obviously there's only so much that you can get paid by a venue because they got to make money too. But
yeah,
it's to me, it just seems like a disappointment sometimes.
Well, that's why we keep telling people on our show, get out to the venues to watch them. I mean, you're not getting paid a lot of money for what you're doing there, but buy a shirt, buy a toque, buy their guys' merch, because that's they kind of they don't make tons of money, but it's a little bit.
It's where they make their money.
And you know what? I mean, and if you're not going to spend the money to go out to see the shows, just fire stuff around the social media, like you said, like prop up the band, give them some good loving, and then other people will show up at their shows.
Mm-hmm.
That want to go, that really want to go.
Do what you can.
Yeah.
We've been doing an experiment through our website, laughinginslowmotion.com, where we're releasing a song like weeks before it hits streaming, and it's exclusively there. And we're also making it that you can buy our music, not through Bandcamp, not through any middleman. It just goes directly to us through our website. And we asked for a minimum for $1 for each song, and we wanted to see like if this would work as like a model to show people, like, if you buy these 5 singles once they're out from us and you pay us $5, that's more money than like 10,000 streams will pay us. So we're trying to do it that way, but people don't get it. Like, they don't understand, like, but I stream your music. Like, okay, that's cool. Thank you. I still appreciate that. But it's like, you'll go out and you'll buy like a $3.80 coffee every day, but you won't pay, a band that you really like $4 for songs they spent thousands of dollars on gear to record and people to do post-production work on and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to sound like one of those belly aching artists being like, oh, I paid all this money and nobody likes my music enough to fund it. But it's like, we're putting it out there as a means of like, all the money goes to us. There's no middleman, no nothing. And I think we sold 41 tracks, which is not bad for a band our size. But at the same time, it's like, we were hoping that it would be like, oh shit, I can buy the songs like a month before on the website. But nobody's really bitten on it. But then again, the internet's just got tons of things flying at your face any given moment. So it's hard to communicate those types of things. So
I think it'll just take some time, and that's a great idea. I think that's a very commendable the way to do it. It's not like you're not being a dick. You're kind of just saying like it's true. You spend money on your coffee budget for the month is $50, and you won't give us $4. I get that. I think that's a great model. Great idea.
Well, I mean, even if you just went and bought your favorite band's music on Bandcamp or even iTunes or something, and you just listen to it that way instead of paying Spotify $10 a month, $15 a month, whatever your plan is. If you bought $15 worth of digital music every month, that would probably be enough songs on your library to, sift through when you're on the go. I get the convenience of streaming and stuff, but I just find that whole model very evil. It's a necessary evil, but it's kind of gross when you look at, oh man, look at how many streams we got. And then it's just like, we spent more than that much money to put this on the internet. So
yeah,
that's the thing too. Like, a lot of people forget, like we're very, like, we love vinyl.
yeah,
We do.
absolutely.
We love to collect it. We love to have it. We love to play it. But in the same vein, we're thinking, well, why aren't you guys putting it on vinyl? But we forget sometimes that it costs you guys money. It's not free, but as exciting as, because I love to get a new vinyl and open it up, look at the sleeve, put it on my turntable and play it. But I've never thought, like, especially for indie bands, for bands that aren't making like a lot of cash, like to put out, say, maybe 100 pressings of a one album. It's it's not cheap.
No, it's lots. It's like, I think it's about more than $20 a piece.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what it is.
Well,
either way.
So another cool thing through my business is I have a broker account. I can get broker accounts through like pressing plants, and I've got a couple of them, and I'm able to get, we want to do like a clear vinyl, and I'm able to get like a full gatefold clear vinyl pressing for $9.36 a piece. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I'm willing to help other local bands with that. Like I'll basically just like pay the shipping and I'll get it done. We'll get it done for you.
That's amazing.
See, that's more of what we need. Because like I know there's a lot of bands that would love to have like a hard copy. Look what we did. Like, 20 years from now, when they're showing their children or their grandchildren, look what Granddad did when he was younger. And he's like, it's there for them to see.
Yeah.
As opposed to, just check out your streaming sites. Like, oh, man,
I get it. I mean, I come from that era too. I wasn't a vinyl guy until later. I was always tapes and then CDs. Yeah. But it was always cool to go to your record shop nearby. Like I used to go to the Maribel Mall and go to, I think it was, I don't remember what it was called. It was a Music City or something.
Music World.
Music World. That's it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And you would like sift through CDs, and the new hip album had come out, or the new Pearl Jam album came out. When Vitology came out, that was such a cool album because it was like almost different in size and had like a whole book with it. And there's memories of that, right? Like, and that's that's a great point that you're going to create getting a clear vinyl. Well, you got two purchasers right here, because that's I can't wait to put that on a turntable, so you got me all jacked up.
Well, that's what there's a meme out there too, is like most people don't remember what was the first song you ever streamed?
Nobody knows.
Yeah. But what was the first album you ever bought?
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
See, well, there you go. But you remember that, right? Like, that's the point.
I think I had an album before that. Maybe MC Hammer and tape. I was young though.
The first record I ever owned was Presidents of the United States of America.
Yes, and I had that one too. But I'm a little older than you, so that was like my fifth album.
Is that Peaches?
Yeah.
Go out to the country.
Yeah, or
get a lot of peaches.
And then Weird Al did Gump, like Forrest Gump. Anyways, let's get back to our friend here. How do you deal with the politics of the industry?
I used to really let it bother me. I used to really let it eat me up inside and go like, am I just not good enough? What is it? Like, what is it I have to do? And then I just reached a point where I said to myself, like, I don't have anything to prove to anybody in this space anymore. Like, I know what I want. I know what makes me happy with it. And I think that's probably the best way to look at it. 'Cause really, like, I think this industry, just like actual politics, it just constantly feels like everything's being made up as they go. So I just sort of put my head down. I keep up to speed with what's sort of happening and what people kind of want, whether I agree with that or not. But I typically just try to, stay out of it until I need to say something or involve myself in a way. So that's probably the best way of saying that I would.
Very diplomatic. Very diplomatic answer, Keel. Keel.
Keel, you called
it that on purpose. I did it. Yeah, no, I did it on purpose, Kyle. I was just fucking with you because I wanted to mess with you.
Because we're Ottawa, right? So we got to be PC about our answers to everything.
No,
we don't.
I'm not. God.
Well, we're not asking you any questions.
No, nobody puts me on the questions because I'll end up losing all my everything. I'll lose everything. I'll be gone. Yeah,
you'll be in jail. So, Kyle, do you have a favorite venue here in Ottawa? Because we like to push up the venues as well. Is there some place that you guys love to play?
I was thoroughly impressed with the Rainbow when we played there, like all the the improvements to it. I also really like Dominion Tavern when we played there last. I was also very impressed with all the improvements. I'd say top three would be those two and Brass Monkey probably.
Cool.
Yeah, the Rainbow put in a lot of investment in.
But they stripped it down too, because it used to be a lot more like stuff around the poles and stuff. There was like so you couldn't see from certain vantage points, and now they've stripped that all away. Well, now obviously they put in a brand new sound system and stuff too, which makes a big difference.
I think Long and McQuaid did it all.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
and then they had like you said, somebody came in and sort of because that place was pretty dingy at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go there for a reggae night back in the every Thursday.
Irie.
Irie, man, yeah. Try and get my grind done, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Anyways. No, but yeah, those are 3 good venues. Great owners too. Really nice guys.
Yeah, like we're finding that a lot of places, and we were talking about this one day about the whole, like all the breweries now are kind of jumping on the having live music bandwagon.
As they should.
Why not?
It makes sense. I mean, and it's just another venue for musicians of Ottawa to play, and another opportunity to sell beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I do.
Well, it's just
No, I'm not saying it's a negative thing.
No,
I'm
I think it's
just
great.
saying
I think what you
there's a
brought up
lot
is
of the
great.
smaller breweries kind of just jumping in, and it's great.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
What do you do in your free time?
I read and listen to vinyl a lot. I play with my 3 dogs. I really like vegetable gardening. Yep, that's something that I got into over the pandemic. So I have a whole map and plan, and I'm building stuff out of my backyard right now to do all sorts of different vegetable growing this spring and summer. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm kind of just like I used to be a real party animal. I haven't really drank in 3 years. So people think I'm antisocial now, but I've just kind of grown up and like to sort of enjoy my downtime and use it to relax and take care of my body instead of not sleep and abuse my body. So
Although that's fun.
it is.
It used to be.
I don't miss it. I don't.
Me neither.
I'm 8 years without anything, so that tells you like. But yeah, it's at some point you. It's funny he said that because I grew my vegetable garden last year, like from what it was before, and now I have a bit of land, so last year was about 18 by 18 feet of, and then my neighbor across the street's a farmer, so he brought me over like actual manure, like cow shit, and like mixed it all in. And fuck, I had awesome stuff. But now I grew it even more, and now I'm gonna expand my strawberry patch. Ooh,
That's why I put in a whole strawberry patch this year.
it's the best. They never make it in the house because I just end up crushing them while I'm sitting up there.
Honey, did you get the strawberries?
Yeah. Well, I bring a couple in, but I usually crush about 8 to 10 at least while I'm out there. It's mine.
Of course,
they're mine.
Okay, fine.
Anyways,
I
think it's when you grow up, it's fun. There's different things that you take enjoyment in. You know,
for sure.
Sorry, Kyle.
Oh, it's all good. I like growing different hot peppers. That's a big one that I like to do, and then make hot sauces out of them. So
Ooh, look at this, huh? Yeah. Jesus.
Does he know I love hot sauce?
You definitely love hot sauce.
I do. I have a shit ton of it. My buddy makes some too.
Yeah,
you'll have to set us up with a bottle. Also, well, I can say it now because we'll say it here because I think by the time this airs, it'll be out. But we have a non-alcoholic beer coming with Big Rig. We collaborated with them. Originally we had a good name for it, but we can't really say roadie when it comes to beer because they worry that you're anyways, there's no booze in it. It's not alcoholic beer. I don't know if you're into those, but
near beers.
So we'll do a little trade. You can bring us some hot sauce and we'll set you up with a couple pints.
And by us we mean him. I'm not a big hot sauce guy.
No, he's a wimp.
I'm a wuss.
No worries.
Self-proclaimed. And I don't garden.
Maybe you should.
Where am I going to garden?
Outside.
At where I live.
Yeah, you put a little something out front there.
Kyle,
doesn't your landlord?
I live right downtown. Yes, he does actually. They throw a couple plants. I think they have like a tomato plant and possibly a.
It's good for the homeless to walk by and grab a tomato.
Absolutely, and just lie down on our front lawn and
why not? Yeah. Well, you live right your the park right there. There's
Come on in, boys.
You like sit outside. Is it Champlain Park? Is that what it's called?
No,
Minto Park. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to sit on my front my nice bench that I have there with one of our beers and just sit there and just enjoy the day.
It's a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
How would you describe your fans and your style with your style of music?
I can't say that we've really even established like a streamlined age group or anything. Like we've met people that are like, we played Osgood Porch Fest a couple of years ago, and there was hundreds of people out to see us, and lots of little kids were really inspired by what we were doing. So we've had like anywhere kids from like, age 10 up to like people in their like 60s and 70s type of thing. That's me. Being really kind and supportive. And if there's anything I think like people sort of pick up on that we're more of like a music with meaning type of thing. So we want people to listen to the lyrics, listen to the music, and sort of engage with what we're doing and feel something. So I think if anything, we have less of the mosh and bang your head crew and more of the like swoon and like light your lighter crew going on.
Nice.
There you go.
Swoon.
Swoon.
What a good word.
I did swoon a little bit at their last show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was
You
I
you
saw
moved?
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, you missed it. Never mind. Yes, that was a great show they had. I was at the Brass Monkey for their show, and that's where I met Kyle. And
I know.
yeah,
But
it's
I was
great.
just because you were more of a stoic.
Yeah, I
figure
tend to.
when
Kyle-
you were at a show.
Now, how do you feel about that? I'm going to ask you that question. Are you more apt to be upset if you see somebody like myself just standing there watching you guys and just kind of, I'll nod my head a little bit, but I'm not much of a dancer. Like, you know what I mean? So I look and I'll be watching you, and then I'll be watching the drummer and then the bass player, but I'm very, like, I'm listening and I'm watching, but I'm not really, I'm not a dancing fool.
Yeah. I always like get in my own head a lot of times when I'm out at a show that I'm not playing, and I go like, what do I do? Like, do I look interested enough? Because if I don't look interested enough and they might think that I'm being a dick or something, And like, so I kind of at this point just go like, just be you, just in like, whether you're staring blankly at me and I'm like, does this guy
That's
hate
him,
me
yeah.
or
That's
does he want to like,
That's
give me a
exactly
hug?
the look. Yeah.
Whichever way.
Give him a hug.
Like, as long as they're enjoying themselves, I don't mind. Like, I've had people just blank stare at me and then afterwards come up to us at our merch table and just be like, that was incredible. I love you guys. Where have you been all my life type of thing. And then I've had people that I'm like, oh, they definitely dug it. And then they just kind of like, we're like, you suck and move on type of thing.
Come on. Nobody says you suck.
No, nobody said that. But
They
like,
better not.
the people that you think you're going to get like the crazy reactions from, you don't always. So, and it's the quiet
it's kinda
ones
like
you
life.
watch, so.
I just say that because at Queens of the Stone Age, I could just imagine them on the stage, like watching, because there's everybody, there's a mosh pit to the right. Our friends were all like dancing and grooving, and I'm just standing there like this.
Yeah, they're like,
I
who the
didn't
fuck's
move,
this
so
guy?
they're
They
like,
threw him off.
what's wrong with this guy?
Although they probably couldn't see you.
No, they probably could see. That's another thing too, right? Like with the lights and stuff on stage, do you actually see much of what goes on off the stage?
It depends on the venue. I mean, like
Yeah.
Brass Monkey, no. Unless you're like right up at the front, I can't see anything beyond because it's just like those bright front house lights.
Yeah, they're hot too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you guys were at Queens of the Stone Age?
I was, yeah.
I didn't go, no.
But it was a good show. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but the friend that we went with was a big. He went to see them the next night in Montreal.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ian and his buddy Matt. But again, I'm older now, and I'm just like, well, the mosh pit is pretty close. I'm like, should I back away? Because it was like right to the right of us, and it was intense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah. So anyway,
I was in some good seats fairly close. That's how I'd rather enjoy a concert at this point. Like not having to stand the whole time.
agreed.
Just to be there to experience the visuals and then the music. And that was probably one of the best live mixes I've ever heard in a giant venue like that. You could just hear everything. So
Yeah, they got their shit together. Those guys.
I much prefer being sitting down and being able
I do
to.
now,
And
yeah.
if I want to stand, I stand, which I always do. But yeah,
Did you
no,
guys
I don't
see
like
that-
to be.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Did you guys see that Josh went over to Raven Street Studio? He went over there during the day to like. work
Yes,
with the
yes, I
students.
saw clips of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Gave
cool.
them all
He was
backstage
pretty.
passes, everything.
Yeah, he was pretty. He's pretty engaging too. Like he chatted with
Yeah.
the crowd a bunch, and
I love hearing him talk on podcasts and stuff. He's like a very intricate guy. I like when he talks about Bon Scott.
yeah.
You guys should check out the Desert Sessions documentary on YouTube. It's all about
Okay.
like his early years in Caius and stuff, like how all those bands kind of came to be, and then how Queens of the Stone Age came out of like all the stuff with Caius and all that stuff. So
What's the band called that he does with ZZ Top? Like I think,
Gibbons.
yeah, Gibbons is in it. I'll have to look it up.
oh
while I'm
really?
here.
I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about them Crooked Vultures.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
he-
with
isn't he-
John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin and Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that Gibbons was in it too,
No,
though.
no.
You might have sang a song on it, but I might be wrong.
Oh, he probably joined them. He might have joined them on a couple of tunes, but
Maybe.
Them Crooked Vultures, I have that CD. It's actually pretty good.
Excellent CD. Excellent album.
Excellent.
Album,
Sure.
actually. It's an album.
Don't start with me. The format I bought it in was compact disc.
As you release the singles, are you going to put together the album at the end, you think?
Yeah, we have 2 more after the one. Okay, so in May we have the 4th one comes out officially on streaming, and then in late June the 5th one will come out, and then probably mid to late July we'll release the rest of the album, and then we'll start the pre-orders for the vinyl, and probably by like early winter, midwinter, we'll have all the vinyl pressing in, and we'll get it out to the people who pledged and all that stuff. So,
Oh, we're pledging.
I think July 21st is a good day to release the rest of the album.
Why, just for your birthday?
Yeah, damn right.
nice. Noted.
Write it down.
So funny. You love your birthday. Eh?
I do love my birthday. I'll be 60 this year, man.
That's true.
I'm an old man.
Damn, man.
Damn, man. How you still alive?
Kyle, when, in a couple of years when this guy kicks it, you want to...
You want to be a host? He's already
We can start our gardening podcast. And,
Yeah.
a gardening / movie music podcast.
Are you in the South End? Where are you living?
I'm in Arnprior.
Oh, in Prior.
I live in the Prior.
Yeah. It's a lot like Timmins.
I know where the prior is. I got arrested there.
It is a lot. I know you did. Actually, that's a good story too, but we won't get into that. Was there anything in particular that inspires you when you're either writing or collaborating with your band? Like, is there do you find something that is it life things that happen, or do you find that it's romantic things? Like, what is it that sort of brings all the flows the juices for you?
So when I first moved here, like I said earlier, I moved down here with one of my best friends, Jay, and he's about 5 or 6 years older than I am. And he's sort of like he was sort of like an older brother figure to me, but now I'm almost like the older brother figure, but we won't get into that. But he put it perfectly to me at one point when I was really eager to just like, hey man, we gotta write a song tonight. We gotta create something. We just have to make something. And he just sort of looked at me and said, like, calm down, man. Like, I get that your trigger finger's itchy. You want to do this, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you need to live your life. You need to have everyday experiences, whether they're positive or negative or in between, whatever it is. You need that type of stuff to fuel your emotions, to then in turn make something that's more true and you. As opposed to if you just sit down and you go, I need to write a song, it's going to sound manufactured. Whereas if you live and you're feeling sort of, whether it's you're feeling uplifted and good, and you're like, you grab the notepad and you start writing words down and then you start playing a guitar riff to it and go, oh, this is coming out really good, positive. Or you're just completely depressed and in the dumps and, you get all the minor chords out and start playing all the sad, sappy stuff and writing that all down. So yeah, my short answer would be that life in general is sort of what I like to just live it to the fullest extent that I can, and whatever happens to me sort of fuels the art that I create.
There you go. And if you get into the short and sappy stuff, then you're top 40 country.
That's right.
That was funny.
I do. You just like made a nice answer there, like heartfelt.
I know, and I ruined it, right?
And you're like, make a joke.
No, I was joking. It wasn't a heartfelt answer.
His was.
I know, but I'm just like that.
That's fine.
That was a great answer. Yeah.
Great, very good answer.
I didn't mean to demean his answer in any way whatsoever.
Oh,
I didn't take it that way at all.
No,
Excellent. See, Kyle's a cool guy. You should just be quiet.
great.
Yeah. Kyle, where'd you get your ink done? People want to know.
One of my best friends, he has a private shop in Almont called Freedom Ink.
Very cool.
So he's done all
How do you-
sorts of work for me.
Yeah, I see that. How do you feel about people touching your ink?
Depends on who it is and how they do it. I mean, if it's somebody that just kind of walks up and sort of points at it and goes, oh, that's really cool, I don't mind. But if it's like a drunk groupie at a show and just like drooling and grabbing my arm going, well, this is cool. And like, that's kind of where I draw the line. Like, okay, like I'm a married man.
Yeah. Well, that's I just asked because does it go all the way up to your shoulders on both sides, or?
Yeah, for the most part on both sides. It
Yeah.
goes all the way up. Yeah.
Because I've had people come up to me in bars and like lift my shirt up to check, like, you know what?
Yeah,
First say hi to me.
Yeah, no, that
Just walk up and assume you can do this.
Yeah, you're not an art piece.
No, I'm a canvas. So is Kyle.
No, what I mean is like you're not something to be prodded at and stuff.
Well, it depends on how much I pay. But
Okay. Well, see, I was on your side there, and then you did that.
I know. I'm just in that mood.
If they're subscribed to my OnlyFans, they can do it.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what you should do, dog.
For extra cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have no self-respect left.
Get a little OnlyFans going.
OnlyFans, yeah.
For all those old broads.
Yeah, for the
And
60
then-
plus, the cougars. What would you call someone who's older than a cougar?
A
Fine
gazelle?
wine.
Yeah, fine wine. Yeah, that's good.
Fine wine.
What's older than a cougar?
A meerkat.
A tortoise.
A meerkat. Yeah, that works. Works
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like small and skinny.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I get it. Ask it, bud. Ask it.
I don't want to ask.
I always ask.
Okay, Kyle, every show we ask the 80s or 90s for your preferred decade of music.
I will have to say the 90s because I was much more of a conscious being throughout the 90s than I was throughout the 80s. Not to say that there's anything bad about the 80s, but definitely the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite band other than Hum?
My favorite band from the 90s, Faith No More.
Ooh, good answer. You like them.
I do.
So, see, he tickled you both.
He did. Tickle me, Elmo.
Yeah. So what's going on? What's up next for you guys?
When's the next show?
May 3rd at Cafe de Cuff
Ooh.
with Don't Tell Sarah, Midnight Mayday, and Apollo Has Fallen. That's a Pandemonium show through Brad Lake. So
Nice.
that's the next Ottawa show. And then we're doing Kingston in May, May 25th at Toucan. Then we got Panda Fest in late July. That'll be probably be our next Ottawa show. So
Cool.
Yeah, it's the 19th and 20th of July.
You gonna go?
Brad told me to come down because I've been promoting on my show.
You gonna be bouncer again?
Yeah, I'm going to be a bouncer for Brad. I'll throw people out.
Yeah, you did that last time, didn't
Yeah, I did.
you? Yeah.
I get confused. Are you the bouncer here? Yeah, I am. Don't cause any trouble. Yeah, because I told Brad I'd put it up on my Wednesday show that I do on Whitewater Rocks because I do an indie show, and I put your guys' stuff up there. Anybody that I meet and in this industry, in this city, try to promote their stuff. And Brad's like, oh, that's really cool. So I'm trying to promote all of the bands he's going to have there in the 2 days.
nice.
Yeah.
If you have time on a Tuesday between 7 and 9 or Wednesday between 7 and 9, you can hear a couple good shows, and your music is played online every Wednesday. Usually, Dog probably slides a couple of them on.
Yes, I do. Especially when you put new stuff out. So the new song will be out there probably on tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, sorry, Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yeah. Today's what day?
Oh, you got me all excited.
Monday.
Monday.
What's that?
So you got me all excited. I thought we were on hump day tomorrow, but
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I wish it were so as well because I would love to be halfway through the week. Trust me.
Come on, man.
Hey.
What? Well, my weeks are all different.
Yeah.
I don't. Mine don't.
So
mine
are
don't
mine.
matter.
I don't know.
Mine are weird.
Anyway,
You're weird.
I'll take
We're
that.
all weird.
I'll take that and own it. I'm okay with that.
Kyle, thanks so much for a bit of your time today, and we love having you on, and we follow you, and we expect nothing but great things for you guys because you're a very talented band.
Yeah. So put us down for 2 albums.
Yeah, we're down for, especially because they're going to be clear.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, we'll do it the right way. We'll do it through the pre-order, and then you can set us up. And then I'll probably DM you about merch.
Smirch.
please do.
Yeah. Thanks, Kyle.
No problem. Thank you guys, and let me know when this is all coming out, and we'll promote it online and do cross promotion, all that stuff.
Yeah. No, we'll tag you and everything. Don't worry. It's should be out in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, buddy. Have a great evening.
You too.
Cheers, guys.
Take
Thanks.
care.
Stay here, buddy. Can you just stay for a sec, Kyle?
Yep.
Just want to make sure.
Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus.